Brytyjski artysta Tim Etchells jest jednym z najważniejszych twórców europejskiego teatru. To on założył grupę First Entertainment, legendarną grupę, z którą tworzy już od 30 lat. A jego pracę cechuje minimalizm, który z drugiej strony miesza się z absurdem, przerysowaniem, ironią. Tim Etchells to kurator tegorocznego idiomu Malty, jakim jest Nowy Ład Światowy. Sprawdźmy zatem, z jakimi projektami przyjechał do Poznania.
Idiom, który na pewno mówi o kryzysie, ale też ma za zadanie poprzez sztukę i projekty, które zapraszamy, diagnozować i analizować ten kryzys w też nieoczekiwany sposób. Gdzieś ten idiom też wyrasta z takiej potrzeby jak gdyby przegadania tego i głębszego zrozumienia źródeł kryzysu oraz zaprojektowania pewnych możliwych scenariuszy radzenia sobie z nim. Artystę, którego zaprosiliśmy do bycia kuratorem idiomu, czyli Tima Etchellsa, interesują go mechanizmy, w jakich te nowe porządki, te nowe struktury powstają, ponieważ tak naprawdę świat wokół nas zmienia się tak dynamicznie, że już nie ma sensu, żeby sztuka zajmowała się publicystyką czy analizowaniem tego, kto obecnie jest prezydentem Stanów Zjednoczonych, a kto będzie za chwilę. Chodzi raczej o mechanizm, o to, żeby zrozumieć, jak to się dzieje, że niektóre kraje są tak potężne i decydują o tym, jak ma wyglądać świat, a inne mniej. Jak my, czyli zwykli obywatele, członkowie społeczeństw się w tym odnajdujemy, jak to wpływa na nasze życie.
The notebook it's based on a novel by Agatha Christoph, and it's the story of twin boys who get sent to their grandmother's house during a war. And I suppose the book, in a way, it's the story of their survival.
Winter. It's getting colder and colder. We rummage in our suitcases and put on almost everything we find.
We've always been interested in the idea of actually, in a way, putting a book on the stage. Not wanting to dramatize the events, but wanting, in a way, to give a reading of the book.
The postman. From now on, we wait for the postman in front of the garden gate. He's an old man with a cap. When he arrives, we don't give him time to ring his bell.
This double voice, the two that speak as one, it's got this hugely performative sort of aspect to it. It's a problem of being. It's not a literature problem, it's a being problem.
He says, hang on, where's your grandmother? We say, don't worry about her, give us what you've brought.
And I think, in a way, that was also one of the things that really drew us to the book.
He says, there's nothing, there's nothing. He tries to get away. We give him a push. He falls into the snow.
The book is written in the form of, we did this, we did that, we went to school, we went home, and which is a very, it's certainly unusual to find that in English. It's an unusual pronoun to be using all the time in a book, and we like that.
Because we don't like to say thank you.
In tomorrow's parties, we have to deal with this sort of multiplicity of possibilities. Where do we locate ourselves? Which of these scenarios do we believe in? Which of them do we wish for? Which of them do we fear?
In the future, there won't be countries like there are now. There won't be nation states. There'll just be one big world government body.
I'm pessimistic about the future, more than optimistic, I think. I don't know that I'm afraid of it, but I'm not confident that things will just go on getting better.
In the future, there'll be a return to a kind of feudal system, and each country will be divided into lots of small, more or less rural communities.
I find it very hard to imagine how things will be when I'm not alive anymore. But I think the rate of change is so fast now. Like when I talk to friends' children and kids that are growing up, sort of teenagers, I think their life is going to be so different to mine. But that every generation feels that, don't they?
Not exactly a king, but more like a chief or a wise man or a wise person, with a group of advisors who would be nobles or merchants.
Or, in the future, there will be a kind of universal push-button democracy.
Tomorrow's parties, you have this sort of endless division. It's absolutely about this kind of dialogic kind of pushing against each other to propose different versions of the future. So it sort of stages this playful and also violent contestation between two people, and it proposes many possible versions, many possible stories.
There is a situation of national crisis, that people start to lose language until they, at the end, really stop to talk.
Good evening. We interviewed people whose relatives died in a tragic plane crash and found that this event changed the way they talk. If before they used the words sky and sea with normality or even with poetic joy, this is now impossible, as we are told by this linguistic specialist.
What's very interesting in this project is the sarcastic comment that the show does. We were talking that all the anchors speak in the same way, because even on real broadcasts, the anchors speak about different news, and sometimes it can be about a tragedy or something that it's very light, and they give the same impulses on different news.
Have you been talking about flowers?
I talked a lot of roses, gerberas or strelipsias and dahlias, pansies, carnations, the bougainvillea and the anthurium.
This woman is just one example of how pain affects the vocabulary of all the relatives and friends of those who died in this tragic plane crash.
We watch a lot of news, but the director chose the scenes from the broadcast, and then we watched it to be able to double it. And that was hard to do it, because we had the text from the real news, and then we had our text that is a fiction.
Can light people's lives and can help them get through this difficult time. It is difficult for everyone, and with this solidarity, we want to treat as brothers, both those who believe and those who do not believe in the Lord Jesus.
I think this play talks about that fact that we take broadcasts for real. When we see a broadcast on television, we take those facts for real. If they say there's a war in that part of the world, we say, oh my God, there's a war in that part of the world. You take it for granted. And I think this play provokes that. Like, do you think it's really true what broadcasts say? Do you really take it for real? Why? Do you know those people? Why do you believe them?
Konstruując swoją ścieżkę obecności na maltańskich wydarzeniach, warto wziąć pod uwagę te, które oscylują wokół postaci Thomasa Manna. My opowiemy Wam o nich w następnym odcinku. Do zobaczenia.